We are live and my hair is like super messed up right now, but kind of like it actually. Not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. So anyway, today I got I got a package from a good friend of mine that I've actually been looking forward to. I opened it up, but I haven't actually looked into it yet. So I do know what's in there though. So I'm going to be showing that here live, and it kind of completes something that I was really looking forward to. And I did kind of a major purchase that I want to talk a bit on here. Also, I want to talk a bit about still as October comes up, I'm going to be doing a conversation talking about like different labels and some things that you can purchase for the Halloween time. Murdersville, hey, welcome. I'm I'm doing I'm doing the I'm doing the unboxing here. So I opened up, but I didn't actually look inside yet. So there's a note, and let's see. Hey Andy, let's do the note because I always like to know. Hey Brian, how's vacation, man? And John, we'll do the note first, and then I'll look into the package, show you what it is. Nice. I always feel like after I come back from a vacation that I'm so wiped out that I need another vacation to take care of that vacation. Okay, so basically it's hi Aaron. I enclosed the. I'm not gonna say what it is. Hope I got the right one. Oh yeah, you definitely did. Uh, plus a bonus. Oh, okay, which I don't think you've got. Okay, that must be in the bottom there. Enjoy and keep up the good work. I do have a lot of DVDs knocking around, and will at some point let you know what they are in case you're interested. I'm always interested. One thing I will say is that when it comes to if you're looking for a place like for like different kind of cool spare DVDs or Blu-rays or stuff like that, or physical media, I am collecting, and I always do take donations to the library, and really gratefully accept it. All right, so you guys ready to see this? So I'm kind of excited because there's a story behind this actually. There was a store. Hey Wolf, welcome man. I There's a store called CD Plus, and I was going away to Montreal for a horror Comic Con, like horror sci-fi Comic Con type thing. And before I went, I bought this box set, like this Anchor Bay box set, and there was a volume 1 and a volume 2 of it, and they're both there. Hey George. So I got volume 2, and I said I'd come back and I'd get the other volume because there's something specific in volume 2 that I wanted at that time. Now, when I got back, CD Plus had closed down, like across the board. It was gone. It was closed. I had no idea. I wasn't keeping up on things then as much as I am now. Ooh, okay. I just peeked at what the Doctor Who was as well. Anyway, so you want to see? So this is the Anchor Bay Bava set. This is volume 1, and I have volume 2. So this one here has Black Sunday, Black Sabbath, The Girl Who Knew Too Much, Knives of the Avenger, and Kill Baby Kill. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm a huge Italian horror fan. I'm a tremendous Bava fan, and although I do have a few of these on Blu-ray, I really wanted to have these. I really wanted to complete my Anchor Bay collection set. I hate like having a volume of something and then like never picking up the next volume. That's so not me. I can't do that. So let's look inside, see what the artwork's like, see how they got it done. Hey, P-Movie Archives. So we'll start out here with Black Sabbath, and I do love the artwork on these sets. This is Black Sabbath, and basically we got here, of course, the Tim Lucas commentary, Life in Film, interview with Mark Damon, Mary Bava bios, trailers, theatrical spots, Italian with English subtitles. Hey, Mug, welcome. Hey. So really stoked to have this set. I really like the way that they put this together. And I will probably get the Bava Arrow set as well. Because me too. because I don't hate autocorrect all the time, B movie. Hey Scholar, because honestly, sometimes I make mistakes and then I can blame it on autocorrect. There's a possibility. So this is Kill Baby Kill, and I don't have this one. Arrow put out a Blu-ray this one, so I'm gonna kind of get to see this one before I pick up the Blu-ray as well. Yeah, Curse of the Living Dead. That was its other title. TV spots here, and so anytime you think about that. Well, between them it does actually. Knives of the Avengers, which I think is Cameron Mitchell. House of Hitchcock. You don't have volume 2 because you don't need volume 1? It's hard. I mean, as a completist, once you get one volume, you kind of got to go back and grab the other, don't you? The Girl Who Knew Too Much, as you guys know, is one of my favorite Babas. Not a lot of people talk about this one, but I actually really like this movie. Early one from Baba, John Saxon. I'm a big John Saxon fan. My Uncle Melvin, who has passed on now, he actually looked exactly like John Saxon. Not even joking. It's not one of those times where you see somebody and they kind of like have a passing resemblance. No, exact. It was like he was like his double. Again, we got an audio commentary here. Remember the Girl, John Saxon. I like that. And of course, Black Sunday. So we'll both of the, and this is going to have the audio commentary on there as well. So a lot of fun stuff. Super cool. Again, and I have to say thank you so much for this. Thank you, Martin. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I love the way that it's done on the inside too, like Phi Beva. Just great, fantastic stuff. So apparently, he also sent me a Doctor Who DVD. And it's kind of ironic because I started talking about Kino the other night, and we got into this big Doctor Who conversation here on the channel. We were talking about all the doctors. We talked about our favorites. So we talked about Patrick Troughton. And somebody mentioned that Tomb of the Cybermen was like their dad's. I think their dad's favorite Patrick Troughton episode. And I said, I love Tomb of the Cybermen, but my favorite Patrick Troughton episode is one that I don't have. And it's one where he got to play two roles. That's true. Is it coming up tomorrow? I just re-listened to the to Brian's Odds and Ends episode of Just the Discs, which, by the way, is a fantastic concept, and I think it's gonna revitalize it even more. Channel, your podcast is fantastic now. Just the Discs is, Pure Cinema is, but I think it came up on something genius that I really like. So this one here is only the second time that a doctor has ever played kind of like a dual role. The first time was William Hartnell, and I think it might have been like series 3. He played the Abbot as well, like in an episode. I can't remember the name, but I do apologize. But this is the Enemy of the World. For a long time, this one was thought to be lost. The only episode that I was able to see of the Enemy of the World was on the Doctor Who Lost Episodes set that came out a few years back. I wonder if he'd ever be in like also has a Facebook. Does he have a Facebook page? So it's coming soon. They kept it like light, like surprisingly on the special features here. But I guess pretty much like Troughton has passed on now, and the whole special feature behind this is actually getting this. So what's really cool, especially with the British ones, is you'll have like an insert on the inside, which you don't normally get on the U.S. releases. We don't normally get like a really good insert. But you can see like some of the David Troughton. I forgot his name. That's why I didn't say it, But again, Martin, thank you so much. I do not have this one. This is one of my favorite Troughton episodes of all time. I do like to see him stretching his acting, because it really shows what a good actor Troughton is. And Troughton was a fantastic actor, which ironically comes to, I guess, my next point is I made a big purchase today. If you've ever watched, if you watched my channel for a while, then you just now, you're going to know that I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. So there is a company here in Canada, actually situated in Newfoundland originally, called Abbey Shot. And if you're familiar with like cosplaying or any kind of like collecting stuff or geek stuff, then you're gonna know who Abbey Shot are. David Thewlis. Actually, yeah, I've actually gotten that a couple times. I'm gonna hope that's a compliment, because I do like David Thewlis as an actor. If I could act now, if I could act as good as David Thewlis, then that would be a major compliment. But he was a villain in Wonder Woman, wasn't he? Like recently, like as in recent films. Thank you, Henretti. Slowly getting there, right? Anyway, so Abbey Shot had the licensing for Doctor Who for years. I actually picked up the David Tennant coat a few years back. Thank you, then. And I've shown it on here before. It's like the long, kind of the brown coat with the blue inlay, and it is really well done. It was actually a coat that when I was going to university, not like only a few years back, I would actually, you know, on a colder day, I could wear that coat. It was a really long trench, and it was, you know, much like you saw Tennant wear, especially during the time, I guess, with Martha, like that period, that coat. So anyway, Abbey Shot just unfortunately they lost the rights to licensing for the Doctor Who merchandise. So with that being said, they had to sell off everything that they had in Doctor Who merchandise with a considerable discount for a lot of the stuff. Now, there were 2 coats left. Hey, Jacob. And one of them is one of my, if not my favorite, modern day Doctor Who coat. And anybody that watches Doctor Who is going to know it immediately. So anybody here watch, like at this point, watch Doctor Who? So Peter Capaldi was the doctor, the last Doctor before Whittaker. And right for debate, we go for it. And when he played the Doctor, when he first came on it, he had this dark kind of fitted coat, like long coat with inlay to it, which I'm going to see if I can show you here, which is kind of like it's like this. This is going to be horrible for you to see. So this coat right here. So anyway, it was sold out completely in the size that I wanted it, and I was kind of disappointed because it's a throwback to John Pertwee's era of the Doctor, and that's what they did with Capaldi's first coat, and I really like Capaldi, and I really love that coat. Anyway, I emailed Abbey Shot last night, and I said, is there any chance at all that there's any medium sizes left in that jacket? Because I would really, you would make my year if you could find, if you had anyone left, any at all left in that jacket. So they contacted the different warehouses, and they got back to me, and they said, we have one medium left at all, like completely, like it's sold out now. It's in our US warehouse. If you want it, you know, this is it. That's the only one you can get. You win. You win this one. For sure. I totally agree with you on this one. But so anyway, I got it. I ordered it. It's getting shipped up. It's on its way. I've seen Naked, but a long time ago. So anybody that's a super fan of Peter Capaldi, once I get the coat, I will put it on here and try it on. So it's got it's so well detailed too. It even has like, I'm a big geek for this stuff. It even has like the third button down. There's like the red button, like just like it's got the kind of the gray buttons, and then the middle button is the red button. So all that's there. I'm a super geek. Anyway, enough about that. Uh, but it does. I've got so many Criterions I need to get. But anyway, I'm super excited about it, guys. It wasn't a cheap coat, but I did get it at a good price, and literally have the last. You do win, dude. I totally with this one. I totally agree with you. No, no, there is no. You got to know by now, B Movie Archive. There's no on topic with my channel. It's always a floating, drifting topic, and most people like it that way. I have had a couple people that have said, I've turned onto your channel and I've watched this video and I expected this and I got more of this other thing than I got of this, and they've had got kind of some nasty words, but like I guess critical. Now they weren't really mean, but yeah. So anyway, my big purchase. It's been a while since I've grabbed something like that, but now I have two Doctor Who coats, one from David Tennant, one from Peter Capaldi, or well, soon. Hey, Paul, welcome. I'm getting the Peter Capaldi coat with the red inlay. I'm so stoked. Like most people, I like Nicolas Cage. Actually, I really do. I think Nicolas Cage is like severely, severely underrated. Okay, so I'm trying to bring up just in case what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring up the thing so I can see her. I'm keep missing your messages and I don't want to do that. Come on. Ah! Music. I actually like the musical Carrie. It took him a while to get it like down pat. I'm guessing you listened to like the most updated Carrie the musical. For anybody that don't know, there is a musical version of Carrie, and it has been refined over the years because let's just say they didn't have it down pat at first. It took them a while to get to where they are right now. But I have like at least one of the Carrie songs on my workout list actually when I work out. So I'm going to see what I missed right now. I do apologize. I was actually trying to get it open up, as you can see right here, so that I can see your comments, because sometimes they go by too fast for me to see. And oh yeah, I'm a huge Nick Cage fan. Sounds excellent. Definitely do that. You watch Bloodsucking Freaks? Okay. Yeah, super crazy. I know, Mark. I'm actually working on that. It is costing me so much pressure, so much stress, actually. But good stress, good stress. I was actually talking here, like I think it was the night before last, and Logan Toxic, who also does like videos on here as well. He and actually a lot of you guys do videos on here. He actually said, do up a list, publish it ahead of time, so that your viewers can kind of know what's coming up for each day. So I'm going to try and do that as best as I can. I've really been working hard on, and I'm guessing Ann Ready, I hope if you're still here, you're probably been doing the 31 days horror, right? Because you usually do that on your channel, don't you? I knew you liked the horror stuff. Because I watch Ann Ready like lives in Ontario, and he does like these like, he goes to the Dollaramas where he gets stuff at, and he does these hauls, which I really like. I haven't seen it, Mug, actually. I haven't seen it been released. I've seen like the previews for it. Hi there. But I actually haven't seen the release yet. I'm looking forward to it. I do like the Saska sisters. Most of their films I've actually really enjoyed. I haven't seen Ride yet. Or have I? I don't think I have. If it's a newer one, I haven't. If it's one that's from a few years back, I may have seen it and I don't remember it. That looks like a really sexy box set, that Anaconda box set. Barnes Noble stopped shipping to the UK? You're from Saudi Arabia? Oh, welcome. We have people here from all over. I've had people here from from the UK, from Scotland. I've had people from Iceland and Sweden. So we get people from all over here. Where Rambo 4 is coming to 4K. Rambo 4. Is that the one? Is that the slasher film? Like no joke. It's pretty much just a slasher film. Rambo just kills everyone. It's one of the most violent movies ever. Yeah. It was kind of like Stallone said, "All right, Schwarzenegger, you did you did Commando. Now it's my turn. Now I'm going to do the killing everybody film." I really like that film, by the way. But yeah, I'm working on trying to get down my list of movies that I'm going to be watching for October. It's a fun film. It's really fun. It's way better than Rambo 3, which was I'd have to go back and watch it again. I didn't like it very much. They're insanely gory, but in the cheesy way. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to look at Abel Ferrara's Driller Killer and ever think, oh my God, that looks too real. One of the good things about back in the day, back in VHS days, is you get you get a film, and it's been watched a few times, right? You get like second, third, and sometimes you get like a dub. It'd be like second, third generation, and it'd be kind of scratchy. You have to fix the picture, and because of that, you could hide a lot of flaws in the effects that were done. Like Cannibal Holocaust, I guess that's a perfect example of that. So a lot of those films seemed like really like more intense than they would back now. I guess shinier looking. The head drill kill's crazy. That whole film was Bloodsucking Freaks. Good luck. Congratulations on getting through that one. That's an odd one. I remember that one from. Actually got that back there on 88 Films, which I'm guessing is one you got. But I don't know if I've watched it since I got it. I watched it back in the day, but I picked it up because this is a really cool cover. I kind of remember this film. If you asked me to give you the plot to Bloodsucking Freaks right now, I could not do it. And that is the truth. That'll do. When I get insomnia, that's kind of what I do. I'll go through and I'll have this, and I'll double feature or sometimes triple feature things. I did that when I was watching the Critters box set. I watched like 2 one night, and then I watched 2 the next night. I got to do reviews for those yet, by the way. I still haven't seen the new Critters Attacks. I hear it's bad, but I'll check it out anyway. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly where to go with Halloween horror. Like not just the watching part of it, because that'll all click in to place once I got to basically the way it is for me is like everybody that on YouTube and stuff like that. What we'll do there'll be a movie that'll come out that'll excite us in October. There'll be an October release. That we know that everybody wants to watch and everybody wants to review. For me, there could be something like last year's Trilogy of Terror, or Night Stalker, Night Strangler type of thing. I haven't seen that one yet, actually. Halloween all year long. Yeah, kind of is here too, but I got to give my better half a break sometimes. But in October, I got the excuse of this is my month. I can go crazy with it. So once I know all the big stuff that's coming out, with Grand Case, yeah, I think that's what I got. Then I'll know. I need to know right now what Vinegar Syndrome's box set is. That's the big thing. Hills of Ice Part 2. Hey, Cinema Dave. That was on my list, and it's going back and forth. I mean, I had it pre-ordered, and I don't have it pre-ordered anymore. I am older, dude. I'm in my 40s. Uh, and who knows? With the beard, I probably look older than that, but I'm in my 40s. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to go with. Like, there's around 8 different Kino titles that are coming out, like horror-wise, and a lot of them like really interest me. Like, there are different ones that I could do. Zoltan, Hound of Hell, Hound of Dracula. You know, that's definitely something I could do. I could pair it up with Billy the Kid versus meets Dracula versus Dracula, that type of thing. You know, there's a way to go with it. I need to know what the Vinegar Syndrome box set is because I need to know if that's something that's coming like early to mid year and like mid October. If it's something I'm going to be grabbing, more than likely it is because they usually do really good stuff. Then what I'm gonna probably do is use that as kind of my cornerstone. Hey, welcome. Tommy Lee Jones, and here he is. And that's a big thing right now. Like, is just trying to figure out. I just want them all to come out. Wizard of Gore. I wouldn't say it's a good film, but it's a fun film. You know, if you know Herschel Gordon Lewis's stuff, you kind of know what you're getting in for. Like, I'm guessing you've seen like some of his movies, like, you know, I don't know, the Gore Girls, or like, or you know, just Color Me Blood Red or something like that. Wizard of Gore is, you know, it's going to have the hammy, cheesy acting. It's going to have the you know, kind of the over the top kind of like gore aspect to it. I find with a film like that, it really depends. It sounds like you're kind of on a gore, like on a gore binge right now, like kind of like on the earlier gore binge. I wanted to see the movie actually, but yeah, it's cheesy. All the Herschel Gordon Lewis stuff you're pretty safe with. All of it's pretty cheesy. Wizard of Gore definitely is. Now there is a remake of Wizard of Gore that starred Crispin Glover. If you can find that, you can like double feat. You can do both of them. Prey is one, Mark. I'll be honest with you. I don't remember it well. Like, it's one of those movies that I think everybody remembers the cover to, but not everybody remembers the actual film. Prey had this like had a blue tinted cover with an axe like in a kind of, I'm sure it's in a tree or from by coincidence. Welcome, dude. Saudi Arabia is actually one of the places that 9/10 out of 10 I'll be visiting eventually. You're, did I see which one? Oh, I didn't see that movie yet. No, it's the I don't see a lot of theater movies unless like they hit the drive-in. Once they hit the drive-in, sometimes Microwave Massacre, cheesy and fun. That's like Don't Answer the Phone. I still find that one kind of cheesy and kind of fun. And Nicholas Worth is in Don't Answer the Phone, which is, you know, is always a plus. I think it's called Don't Answer. Yes, I'm sure it's called Don't Answer the Phone. There's a few that I've got put on a list. Like, I've got like an Amazon like kind of wish list for uh, for my Halloween stuff, and there's a few that I want to pick up. Like, I didn't grab the Indicator Eyes of Laura Mars, and now that the booklet's already gone out of it, I'm probably just going to grab the Mill Creek edition for the Eyes of Laura Mars because it's only $13, right? For that one, so that I'm excited about. It comes like I'm kind of out of the gore thing right now, but stuff like that does come in spurts, like literally like spurts. Uh, but I super love that you know, that style of stuff. So does anybody have a plan yet for their Halloween watching, for their October watching? Like, somebody there said like they may be picking up Prey, and like I said, Prey is one that I don't remember. It's kind of, if I remember it, it's kind of like a supernatural slasher. That's kind of what I remember Prey being like. I could be wrong, could be off by a bit, but I think that's what it is. What's my biggest order? Honestly, it was my biggest like order for, like from online. Monster Club was fun. Is even though I mixed it up with another movie last time around when I was with my dad. Was probably my Vinegar Syndrome one that I did last time around. I did like 24 titles during the last sale, and that was actually a pretty big one for me. What did I get? Dude, well, look, first off, Logan, before I mention the movies I got, you will appreciate this. I think being the Doctor Who fan that you are, the company Abbey Shot that sells Doctor Who merchandising here in Canada, they sell the coats, and you've been watching for a while. You saw that I got the, the 10th Doctor's coat, David Tennant's coat, the long brown one. So they lost the licensing, and that was good for me because they sold it. They were selling out all the merchandise, and I'm a huge fan of Peter Capaldi, and especially his first coat, the John Pertwee style coat. You know the one I'm talking about. Anyway, it was all sold out. They had no more copies of it left, and I emailed them and I said, I know once your stuff is gone, it's gone. Can you check the back for me somewhere? Can you check your warehouses? Because I really, really want that 12th Doctor's coat from Series 9. And they found it. There was one left in my size. There's one left, I think, at all. And I got that coming. So I ordered that coat today. And I am so excited that I've got Capaldi's, what I call the John Pertwee coat, coming with the red inline, and that's really cool. As for what I got today, I got one Doctor Who thing, and actually, a good friend of mine, Martin, actually sent this to me, and it is The Enemy of the World, which you remember I talked about as being one of my favorite Patrick Troughton episodes, and I didn't own it. I liked It Follows. I thought it was really fun. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I actually enjoyed it. It's a weird film, but I actually enjoyed it. And I got the Bava Volume 1 set from Martin, also, which is really cool because I have Volume 2, and I've never had Volume 1, so I've now completed my Anchor Bay Bava collection with the Black Sunday, Black Sabbath, The Girl Who Knew Too Much, Knives of the Avengers, and Kill Baby Kill. Eventually, I'll have all these on Blu-ray as well, but I will still never get rid of these Bava sets. They're awesome looking. Doctor Who, Game of Thrones. Oh, Doctor Who. Not even close, man. I'll be honest. I like Game of Thrones is fun, but no, man, it's not even close for me. And some people say, well, because the ending of Game of Thrones, it's really not close. But I didn't mind the ending of Game of Thrones. But yeah, It's Alive. Okay, perfect. That is a good one. I actually got the It's Alive trilogy. I lost it for a second there. Yeah, I like Larry Cohen. I got Full Moon High about a year or so ago. Hey, welcome, dude. About a year ago, and I haven't really got to sit down and watch yet. So that might be one of my horror comedy ones. Full Moon High is not exactly one of the. It's not one of Cohen's best films. Let's be honest there. But it's one that I haven't really sat back and watched. Ed McMahon's in this film, actually. And I think it's Adam Arkin. Adam or Alan? It's one of the Arkin brothers. One of the Arkins in it, I know. Plays the werewolf. I think it's Adam Arkin. That's a werewolf movie that won't scare you. Let's see what you guys are saying, because I'm missing this out here. Game of Thrones ended perfectly. A lot of people didn't think it did. I actually liked it. Boomy Archive's not the biggest fan of It Follows. You would not be scared of Full Moon High because it's kind of like Teen Wolf. Not quite as quality Teen Wolf. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's kind of like that. A lot of people did not like the end of Game of Thrones. For a lot of people, they thought it for some people they thought I guess they were given time to do extra seasons, to really do the ending, and not. It seemed, for some people, I think it seemed kind of rushed, and for other people, I guess some people didn't, for some reason. Spoiler alert, for some reason, Game of Thrones at this point, were not happy about Daenerys' turn even though that turn was telegraphed from like early on in the series. So I really don't see how they could not see that. I've seen that coming, especially after the some of the other episodes that they did there. So yeah, for me right now, it's just Vinegar Syndrome that I'm trying to figure out like what they got coming out. So then I can figure out how I'm going to do my October watch pile. Teen Wolf. Did I like Teen Wolf too? I love Teen Wolf too. I like Jason Bateman. I thought it was a fun film. Like Teen Wolf, superior, obviously, but as far as sequels go, it's pretty good. Here's something for you guys. Now, recently I was on Facebook, and they had a poll up, and they asked like, what was the better sequel, Gremlins 2 or Ghostbusters 2? And for me, and I'm probably might get some slack for this, it wasn't. Yeah, I got to get the Babbitt set. This looks so sexy, dude. Yeah, I want to know what that slasher set is actually. Ghostbusters. See, Logan, I'm totally opposite. I gotta go with Gremlins 2. And one, Tony Randall. You can't beat Tony Randall. He's great and he's perfect for this film. Two, they kind of just like really lean into it, and I like that. I enjoyed Ghostbusters 2, but I will say that Ghostbusters 2, I don't think it brought anything really new to the table. Like it could have been a cartoon, like an episode of the cartoon show type of thing. I felt that Gremlins, like literally within the film, kind of evolved, and they actually brought kind of new stuff to the mythos. So although I like both of the films, and both of them are fun films, I actually found Gremlins 2 was a bit better because it kind of leaned into its cheesiness. It let the characters evolve a bit, and we got to kind of learn a bit more about them. But that's the thing, though. I think back then, like a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, this is." But like watching it now, man, especially you got kids, so you know as they get older, they're gonna love this. Because Gremlins, the first Gremlins can be a bit dark. Why don't I talk about music? Well, I do sometimes. It's primarily movies and games and stuff. I sometimes soundtracks and stuff, and I will do like a soundtrack oriented video in the near future, by the way. Batman Forever, but yeah, I guess they just put, you know, got Christopher Lee. Hey, movie this. You got Christopher Lee, you got Tony Randall, you got Hulk Hogan, and just you got that like really freaky looking kind of like female gremlin with like the lips. It's there's just so many like kind of cool classic things uh, that are in there. I love Ghostbusters 2, fun film, but really, I gotta I gotta say I seems to I don't know if I'm on either team. If there's anyone, if I gotta ask, you know, Batman or Superman, Lex. 'Cause I'm a big Lex fan. Uh, oh, and how big of it? Well, at one point my head was completely shaved, so I did kind of look like Lex, but probably the Lex from Supergirl, not the Lex from Smallville. As much as I wish I did. Is there really? I've seen all Key and Peele. I'm trying to remember which sketch that is. Uh, oh, you should have seen me. I look like a freaking thug. Um, Temple of Doom. I love Temple of Doom. I really do. It gets a bad rap. It's of course, you know, more of a prequel than a sequel, but it's still like a really cool film. Wilson Clark. I like Dean Cain. I mean, oh, did I meet? I haven't met Dean Cain yet. I met the actor that almost got the role before Dean Cain did, which was Kevin Sorbo. He was one. He was in the running for Superman during the Lois and Clark when they're casting Lois and Clark. Actually, he almost had the role. He was one of the final contenders for the role, but he got Hercules instead. So not too bad, right? I mean, it's such a dark film, and it really tells you like the PG-13 like aspects of films. Like people nowadays, especially when it comes to horror and stuff like that, they'll say like look at Hunter Thompson. Now, Hunter Thompson's one of my idols. A lot of people don't know that. Well, that watch my channel, they do probably, but I'm a I did journalism first. Journalism was my first, my first thing that I did when I got out of high school. And Hunter Thompson was my idol. Like he was nuts. But when basically what's a live show, I'm never really quite sure. Jaws 2. Jaws 2 is a good sequel. I mean, like Joseph Mascolo from Days of Our Life played Stefano Di He's passed on now. He was in Jaws 2. So being like a bit of a soap opera buff, I actually did enjoy that. He also was a cop in like the unshown Daredevil series. And I remember Christmas Rush. I kind of remember Christmas Rush. You gotta be geniuses by far and large. 9 times out of 10 are completely a bit bonkers. Any genius that I got is from being pushed over insanity. But yeah, he's one of the greats. One of the great writers, one of the great journalists, and I was very kind of really got the term a gonzo. And when I did my channel, I resisted like scripting and writing stuff because of Hunter S. Thompson, and that I wanted everything on here to be as pretty much as real as possible. Porky's 2 is your favorite of the Porky's movies. It's the best scripted out of all the films. Porky's 1 has more of like the kind of the humor aspect to it, that like kind of what you expect for like one of those type of films. But Porky's 2 definitely has a stronger story than the first Porky's does. I do think the third one is a bit of a letdown after part 2 though. But then again, that's because part 2 was so strong. And I'd had to rewatch him again. I got him here because I got the Arrow edition of Porky's, and then I got the Canadian like trilogy, like Porky's trilogy here somewhere. Kind of just the bare bones one. So I do have them all here. I would like to see a really good edition of the parts 2 and 3 come out though, because those definitely are favorites of mine. Porky's 2 is, well, they do in both of them, don't they? One thing, if you're like a news junkie or anything like, or kind of like I'm, or a political fan, politics fan, there's a comic strip called Doonesbury, which is done by a Montreal cartoonist, G.B. Trudeau, and no relation to the Prime Minister, by the way. Anyway, so he created a character called Duke Thompson. You're a bad man. And Duke Harris, sorry. And Duke Harris was like was Zonker Harris's uncle, and he was based on and looked almost exactly like the Hunter S. Thompson. So yeah, check it out. There's some really great Doonesbury comics, really fun stuff. So when they perform Shakespeare, that's the one with the they kind of touch on, and because he touched on some like heady issues, a bit on anti-Semitism in the first film, and they really touch on like racism and like issues, because you got to remember Porky's is set back in an earlier time period. It's not set like in Porky's came out in the 80s, but it's not set in the 80s, right? It's set back in the day, I think the 50s or 60s. So they deal with like Porky's 2 does deal with racism a bit. I didn't get Alice Sweet Alice yet. I do have like the old Shameless edition of it. It's Shameless or no? Or 88 Films. I'm sorry, 88 Films, the slasher, when they put that on DVD. And I also got like an old edition of it, so I want to get it. I just haven't managed to pick it up yet because the coat that I just bought, it was super expensive, and like good price, but still costs a bit. So I'm October. I'm waiting, and I'll be grabbing like a bunch of stuff then. But I'm just waiting for the last of the announcements. Like we know what's coming out from Kino. We know what Scream Factory is bringing out. We know Indicators bringing out. We also know now that Indicators are on their way for their fourth Hammer volume. We know Scream of Fear is going to be on that set now. Yeah, you asked me that actually. If I was going to be a character in a movie, I actually forgot about that. They do kind of blend together because it's the next day, right? Kind of like Halloween 2. But if I was going to be any movie character, what movie character would I be? Well, obviously I'd be one of those adult films. No. I want to be a character that something bad's not going to happen to. A beautiful film? Really? You kind of stumped me right there. Like I can't think of right on the top of my head. I like noir. Like there's a, I'm not sure if it's actually like a beautiful film or not, but I love the cinematography in the past with the Robert Mitchum and Jane Greer. Fantastically well done, and such a simple story too. But it works really well for me. So I'm not sure if that kind of constitutes like a beautiful film, but for me it is. I just like the way that it was done. The story's just pitch perfect. A beautiful film, like as in a horror film, would be like I would say 1974's Black Christmas does some amazing things with camera work, especially the unicorn death. That's the killer part. That's what's killing me, Logan. I want it. I want it so bad. I want that book. But unlike you, I don't have all the films. There's a couple I don't have. So can I justify it though? It's going to depend. Like that's dropping in October, right? It. I think the Bav said, if I'm correct, it's dropping in October. Because if it's before October, I'm going to wait on it. But if it's dropping in October, it's gonna matter. Whatever Vincent puts out. I mean, I know you're not the hugest Vinegar Syndrome fan, but it's going to depend on what December 23rd. So I'd have to wait like a little bit on it anyway. And I don't think that's gonna. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to sell out to that quickly, because so many people do have that dilemma of like having so many of them already. I definitely want the Godzilla set. Like that's definitely going to be. That's if I don't get it right away, that's definitely something's going on in my Christmas tree. And I think that'd be kind of cool. Like not to have like to have it, but not to have it open before then. So Argento Suspiria. That is the great Suspiria. Did I missed a comment by you then? Oh, as in a film that's beautiful. All Argento's films are beautiful, but Suspiria is a masterpiece. It looks gorgeous, and also I would recommend. I'll recommend Tenebrae. Is Freejack out yet? Like I saw that in the theater, and I've never seen it on like ever since. I saw it when it first came in the theater with that's the one with Mick Jagger. But no, I would love to see that get a release. Tenebrae is one of the most beautifully shot and underrated Argento films. Does it really have a Blu-ray release? I did not know that. Hey Ryan, welcome, dude. Hello. I know I actually had no idea because I haven't seen Freejack since then. It is a gorgeous film. But for me, there's this uniqueness to Tenebrae, and not a lot of people, not enough people actually pick up on like the Tenebrae. Tenebrae is a giallo that's kind of set like 5 minutes in the future, basically. It's it's meant to be slightly Suspirian Italian. It will definitely be an Italian entry, like the one I got is in Italian, with the English subtitling, but there's dubbing on it too. I use the subtitling. I prefer that. Some people want to say just want to see it. I know that Elijah Wood puts on Suspiria like at at parties sometimes, like at Halloween parties especially, because he just thinks it's like each shot is a masterpiece. Is a masterpiece. Anything by Mario Bava too, by the way, like especially some of his stuff. And yeah, it is. Thanks, Paul. Tenebrae has this like kind of this cleanness, kind of this gorgeous like clean sterileness to it that is meant to kind of let us know that the movie is it's not set right now. It works like whatever time period it's in, but it's not set at that moment. It's not set at the moment. It's set just a little bit above. That's why it's so sterile in certain aspects. That's why you get that house that's so different, and you get that beautiful. There's a beautiful shot near the end. Our general is is amazing at doing like these, especially shots in rain. He does some of the best rain photography that I've seen, and I know a lot of people really aren't like big on the film, but I actually like it. One that he did, like one of the only United States films he did, called Trauma, does a really good rain sequence. I like Sleepless. I mean, I saw Sleepless. I had to first time I got was on VHS. I had to order it, and I think it was Video Search Miami, because infamous Video Search Miami, to get it. And what's it called? It was under its original town name, like Non Ho Soma or something like that. I'm not going to get it right, but I can't speak Italian. But it was it had Max von Sydow. It has that the train subway sequence, which is really well done, and it's just he didn't have some of his stronger actors in Sleepless. Obviously Max von Sydow is a fantastic actor, but some of the other actors may not have been the strongest. But I still think that's definitely still one of the better films. Hell Comes to Frogtown. It's going to be fantastic. I got the Arrow edition of it. I do kind of want to upgrade to the Vinegar Syndrome because it is a really, really good one. Didn't even realize Argento. There's certain things, that makes you know. The Argento film that Logan said that his favorite's Phenomenon, and I love Phenomenon. I'm a huge Jennifer Connelly fan, and I think that movie gets maligned way too often. But the one that I always got to fight for that nobody usually likes but me is Stendhal Syndrome. And that is a gorgeous looking film. That is art. That is cinema, literally as art. That is what Stendhal Syndrome is. It's she becomes overwhelmed, and it just looks gorgeous. The split case looks so sexy. It really, really does. That could be my better half bought me back. The killer part of me getting another edition of Hell Comes to Frogtown, and I'll put this out there, is around 2 years ago for my birthday, because when Arrow put out Hell Comes to Frogtown, it was a limited edition. There's 1,000 copies of Hell Comes to Frogtown. There's 1,000 copies of Hellgate. And when they were gone, they were gone. That was it. They weren't going to come back. That was it. They were gone. Had a booklet and all that stuff. Really cool, really snazzy. Anyway, so she went out of her way during my birthday. It surprised me. She went on eBay and actually found me a copy of one of those original 1,000 of Bird is fantastic. What a great opening film for anybody. She one of those 1,000 copies of Hell Comes to Frogtown. And she paid a pretty penny for it. And I think it was 2 months later they announced that they're bringing it back with a regular edition, but it wouldn't have the booklet in that. But they're going to bring it back, and they're going to bring back Hell's Gate. So I bought Hell's Gate for a regular price, because who doesn't want to see a movie where Arnold Horshack is a ladies' man? That's the thing. This is the one last hurrah, Logan, with the Bava stuff. Much like Abby Shot just lost the rights to Doctor Who, so they're getting their Doctor Who stuff out there. If you're a Doctor Who fan, by the way, they do have some merchandise. I don't think there's much left in the coats, but they have the bow tie and the suspenders. They've got the cat badge that Colin wore. Buy the set where you can. So do you think, guys, that after a certain date, after December or something, that this is going to be one of those sought after sets? Is this going to be the Vincent Price Gothic Tales of 2019, because we all know that that one of the most sought after sets right now, that is awesome, is I love Christopher Price. I love Christopher Price. Put them together. I love Christopher Lee and Vincent Price. I think the only movies got to do together was like Scream and Scream Again, and they didn't really have a lot of sequences. But but yeah, because anybody that's got it, and I know you got it, and I got it, we're super proud of the fact that we have the Vincent Price box set. It's as a collector, it's one of those things when you look at and you look in your collection, you're like, yeah, I'm glad I got it. Like the Sertana set. I was super stoked that I picked up the Sertana set. Now it's so expensive. It's insane. And in the background, you can see the infamous Russell Meyer set that I picked up. So I've lucked out a few times when it comes to stuff like that. I'll pick up something and then go to print like a couple days later. So either I'm a curse to it, or I'm just extremely lucky. I'm not quite sure which. After a week, you can sell more. I remember that actually. I don't think I got anything from that sale. Um, Makes me wonder, like if I ever see like Severance stuff in stores, or like in like not around here, but if I go to Ontario and stuff. I was asked recently on somebody commented and said if I ever go to Ottawa. My sister lives in Ottawa, so sometimes I do, and my two nieces love dearly, and I saw them actually when I was on my trip home, and it was so cool. They are adorable and fun and cool. They're super cool, and I used to live in Ottawa for a bit, so it's kind of the place. It has definitely some meaning to me. I've always loved Ontario. Warlock, who lives there, I'm super jealous of. Basically gets the fun of being there. You can go to Bay Street Video or like Cinema One or places like that. And Ready, I'm not sure if you're still there. Goes to Cinema One. Ontario is one of those places that I just really enjoy. And if I didn't have, like, if we didn't have a condo in Morocco, we weren't going there in a year or two. Well, 2 years more, probably gonna be 2 years for sure. Then I would definitely, we wouldn't be here like long term. I would be looking towards Ontario. I know, Warlock. That's the killer part. You still got your Bay Street Video. Like, hopefully that stays for a long time. And you still got your Cinema One there. You got more than we got. I got to go 4 hours just to find a Sunrise Records, man. Like, just to find a Sunrise Records. And there's like this small section there, small but good section. Hopefully in 2 years. I mean, I would like originally, Logan. Next year was supposed to have been the year that would have been like everything would have been settled. But my better half is doing well in the position that she's in. Uh, oh, nice. And I look forward to it. And and we're just getting things straightened away. So what one things we did, because I'm transferring all my movies over, right? And I thought, okay, I'll buy some of those, those books, those with the 400 movies in them. And my better half's like, no, your movie collection is it's important, and we want to make sure that it gets there okay. You're so lucky, really. You're so damn lucky. Let me know about when you start doing those like those videos, whether it's a haul video or like just going and shopping. I love those. Those are some of my favorites. And Randy does really goes into the stores and like sees the stuff and picks stuff up. And I'm always like pausing the videos just to see that stuff. Just to see what's in the store that you didn't pick up. I'm like, why did you grab that? And you probably already got it. But yeah, so we plan to go to Morocco within 2 years, and that was like last year. But it's taking a little bit longer now, basically because it's just getting ready. So we're going to buy these like cases. Just we're going to buy these like there's metal cases, like they're like little suitcases, right? And it's got like 1,000 DVDs like they can take in them. So I'll be putting my stuff in there, and I'll be transporting all my cases, like all this stuff, like empty because there's no way I'm putting my stuff on. Like something could get lost. It's an 8-hour flight. It definitely is going to be an adjustment. We got like a few things worked out where there's a few things that you got to work out before you go there. Because we want to I don't speak French, so we're setting up like a French tutor for me, and where I'm going to be right into I'll be right into the culture. Usually you learn French a lot faster than whatever language you go to. That's actually not a bad idea, Logan. Actually, to save some space. If they're not awkwardly like ones where I'm going to need the cases, I might actually do that. Thank you. Actually, that's a super good idea. So like right now we're just getting things worked out. Like we're going to be bringing our consoles, like especially our retro consoles. I probably won't bring my PS4 because obviously I'll sell that, and because the PS5 will be coming out by that point, and I'll just grab that when I get up there. But we'll be mostly selling off most of our stuff except for like my collectible stuff, and then we got to go. We got to get our furniture up there. Buy a new TV, and we've been talking to the electrician to make sure we got the dual wattage for the for it. Would I rather have one completely restored film released on blue or two completely unfiltered? Oh. I mean, it depends on the film. Oh yeah, Return to Lady Street Fighter. Let me know what you think of it, by the way. It better, I won't buy it, dude. Or I'll just buy PS4 again. I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's the thing. And I've been to Morocco, and I really enjoy it there. After all, Orson Welles, Alfred Hitchcock, the Beatles, and those guys and Jimi Hendrix weren't wrong. It's actually a really cool, chill place to go. It's probably one of the chillest places I've ever been. And I travel a lot. That's one of the things that I like to do. Lady Street, yes, right on. I love Lady Street Fighter. The bonus film is Return of Lady Street Fighter, which was done I think maybe like a long time after, like 10 or 15, maybe 20 years afterwards. And she wasn't young at the time. I haven't watched it yet, but I think much like Silent Deadly Night 2, ton of like footage from Lady Street Fighter is in Return to Lady Street Fighter. If you guys haven't collected any AGFA stuff, they put out some really cool stuff. Has anybody here picked up much stuff from AGFA? Like obviously, I think Lady Street Fighter has been a popular one. I know some people picked up Effects. I don't have that one yet. That's definitely on my list of ones to get. And I got the Ed Wood ones because I had to grab those. I still don't have Plan 9 from Outer. I would kill to have Plan 9 from Outer Space. There's an edition that came out that had like this 2-hour documentary on it, and I think maybe Legend or something put it out, but I never did get it, and I always wanted it. I have about 5. This is more than I only got like around 3 or 4 right now. It's your favorite label? You're the first person I heard say that. That's a good thing. I'm always excited when I hear like somebody's like stoked about like a label that's not always like the big label, because everybody's like can say Criterion or Scream Factory, something like that. But when your favorite label is one of those that's going kind of outside the box, that's super cool. Like I like Vinegar Syndrome, and I think that's outside the box. But AGFA, who definitely has worked with Vinegar Syndrome a lot, by the way, definitely go outside the box. Same like if you get Severin. Severin stuff is, I find Severin nowadays, I love a lot of their stuff and a lot of their releases. But I always feel like that. Do you remember this cartoon? It was like a Looney Tunes cartoon. And there's like a big dog and a little dog, right? And yes, I'm going to try my best to do live streams from Morocco as well, and hopefully, still be able to do some podcasting as well. Because as Brian just mentioned, actually at the beginning of this episode here, and if you guys never picked up on it, I recently taped another episode of Just to This podcast, and that is dropping tomorrow. So anybody that likes listening to me on the Just This podcast with Brian, I'm on it again. This is going to be like my third time on, I think. And please download it and listen to it. I would consider that a great bonus if you would do that, because I like going on there. And we don't just talk about, like the other two times I just talked Vinegar Syndrome. As you guys know, it was Mr. Vinegar Syndrome for the podcast. But this time we're doing something different. If you listen to his last podcast, which was called Odds and Ends, we're talking about like different films that from different companies. That's kind of what we do. We picked like a list of like a certain amount of films each, and didn't tell each other what was on each other's list. And they're all from different companies, and so it was really cool. And it was really like, Brian makes me sound much better than I do in real life. So he's a great editor. So definitely check that out. Waka Laka Wood Super Accident Volume 7. I got to get that. Synapse has some pretty impressive releases. I think the only thing with Synapse right now is is it takes a while. Like, obviously it takes a while. Oh, Just the Discs, JUST, Just the Discs, and it's Brian Sauer. He's the same guy that does the Pure Cinema podcast with Eric Kane. They do that one together. That's the official New Beverly podcast. They actually had Tarantino on that one. But like Just the Discs talks about, like, movies that are come out or that are coming out, and for like the first two episodes that I did, I was kind of like the Vinegar Syndrome expert fan, I guess, for that podcast. And for the third one, we did like the one that's coming out tomorrow. We did one basically talking about a lot of different companies. So we had some really interesting stuff. And Logan, we are like a fan of Doctor Who. I do talk about a Doctor Who box set on that in there as well. So I give Doctor Who some love on that podcast. Coming tomorrow. I think your comment didn't show up because of the bat. But yeah, that's an actual name of a film, so it's legit. Oh, the comment I was trying to make before, I keep losing my train of thought. You guys know I do this. Anyway, Looney Tunes cartoon, and it's got the big dog, and I don't know if he's Butch or something. His name's Butch or something like that. And there's this little dog, and he's kind of like jumping around. He's like, you're so cool, but you're so cool. You're so cool. I want to be just like you. That reminds, and by the end of it, like they switch places, and like the little dog is like walking down the road, and the big dog's like, oh, I want to be like you. You're so cool. Anyway, the jumping dog, the one like, oh, you're so cool. I want to be just like you. Reminds me of Severin and Vinegar Syndrome. They're companies that work well together. But it's like Vinegar Syndrome got it down pat. They got their formula, and their monthly thing and all that. And Severin has come out and started doing it too, which I think is great. I think it's fantastic. Hey, Lewis, welcome. Thank you, by the way, for watching the playbacks. I know some people tend to, like, if they don't hear the live one, they don't go for the playback. But I really appreciate that. But I think that Severin really, really takes a lot out of not Two Stupid Dogs. No, actually the Looney Tunes. I know what that was, but the Looney Tunes cartoon that was out back in that day. They were kind of a fun one. Basically, there'd be like these two dogs, and there'd be like a mouse. Like you got to get there'd be a cat, like Sylvester the cat, but there'd also be like the cat would, like Sylvester would, like hide, and then the other dog would go in, and there'd be like a huge kangaroo or what, a really big like cat, like a Jekyll and Hyde type of thing. Hey, Spike, what are we doing today, Spike? Come on, Spike, you're so cool. Yeah, that's the one. Thank you, Warlock. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Like Severin is like, you're so cool, Vinegar Syndrome. What are you doing? How's that going? And I don't mean that as a swipe of Severin at all. I love Severin stuff. I got a lot of their stuff. Like I really love Severin's edition of Absurd, which I still think is underrated. Like people will go with Anthropophagus all the time. They'll go Anthropophagus, all day long, but nobody like really talks about Absurd that much. And I think that George Eastman did like a great job in that film. And although it does run a little slow and it tries way too hard to pretend that it's an American film, to the point where the guy just loves football so much that he runs a motorcyclist over getting to watch his football game. And you can tell they like know nothing about it. By the way, when you watch Absurd, just check the motorist that falls off on the bike. That is, gotta get the name right. Mikel Suave, the director of the fantastic film Stage Fright, and of course wore the silver half mask in the movie Demons, directed by Lamberto Bava. So you went through with the Kino sale. I'm hoping for a Kino sale before around October. I would love to see a Kino sale come up, like another one, like a big one, because there's so much stuff coming out in October, and I really think that as a company, with the output that they do, Kino's so underrated. I say that. Say I get severely touched with stuff like that because sometimes I wonder if anybody sees me after I go live. Yeah, I have to say it's been nice lately. There's been like a few more people that's been showing up, and a lot of people have been coming in regular. You're pretty good on the live stream though. Like you're here a lot, Mike. I think the only time when I get on where if I say is Dan Kurz the greatest TV director of all? He's definitely up there. Don't forget John Willen Moxley, who directed Night Stalker too. Awesome, because does a great one. You're definitely Logan, like a regular now, and that is much appreciated. Is the Curse the greatest? Dan Curse? Oh, I already. Sorry, I can see the stuff from here. Last Kino sale was fantastic, but I couldn't do it. Well, this year Kino has more horror releases than they've ever had before. Usually it's been like about 3 to 4, with 3 being like really like seminal ones that you want to get. There's more this year, and more than they've ever had. So it's going to be like basically a pick and choose between what I can get and like what I can actually afford, and what I'm going to beg for. So we'll see there, because it's right after October. See, my better half's birthday is in September, and trying to pick up something really nice for it. But there's 2 companies that my better half will get excited about shopping with. He's done a few actually. I have to remember now. I have to cheat actually and look, Logan, to be honest with you. And those are Criterion and Kino. Those are the 2 companies. Those are her 2 companies. She'll always look at their stuff. And we don't even know everything that's out yet, Warlock. We still got to find out what Vinegar Syndrome put out there. I got to look. I'm going to peek. So let's go to Night Stalker. The 74 film, not the TV series. And it gave me TV series. The Night Stalker. Let's do that. Don't worry, I'll catch my comments in a second, guys. But I'm actually just very curious about this. There we go. Gentleman and Moxie. Let's see what else he did. Oh, he did a lot of stuff. 101 things. So, wow, merch. Desire, Killjoy, The Violation of Sarah McDavid, The Children of Anlak, The Solitary Man. I kind of remember that one actually. Ebony, Ivory, and Jade. The Power Within. I kind of remember. Intimate Strangers. Panic in Echo Park was actually pretty good. I remember that one. Nightmare in Badham County. Actually, Nightmare in Badham County is actually coming out from Kino this year. Oh, wow. Okay. I did not know that was him. Now I really want it. Because that's got Deborah Raffin in it, right? Yes, it does. Deborah Raffin, Lynn Moody, Chuck Connors, Lena Wood. So, yeah. One of the Kinos that are coming out that I got to let you guys know, I'm a huge fan of like The Night Stalker and Night Strangler and like those films, like the Dan Curtis produced films, and what he directed the second one. But John Lennon Moxley did a really good job on the direction of the first one. And yeah, I'm actually not sure, but I'll show you in a second. Because I got the old edition of Vice Academy. It was a hard one to get. But I kind of want to own it. But yeah, the Badham County one is actually coming out on Kino for this October, and that's definitely that's got to be on my list. And I know Trilogy of Terror 2 is on my list for sure. Vice Academy is in October. That one is going to be probably in like Nightmare Beach is a must for me. It's Umberto Lenzi directed, and it has like John Saxon as of course the cop. Because why not? Hey, welcome, dude. Watching The Sopranos. I haven't watched it in ages. I got to rewatch it. But for people interested at all in the Vice Academy, I got the original set that came out. I think it's BCI. Yeah, it is BCI. So in November, I think it's November, they're putting out. Let me see what I missed there. Fly Collection looks like a really good one. Nightmare Beach is such a fun film. It's so weird because it's a slasher film, but it's a beach party film. It's like one of those like summer type films. Lone Wolf Cubs should be pretty cool. I got the old edition, the Animega set, but I really need to upgrade that. But to the Criterion, the Ring set was amazing. Whoever doesn't have that from Arrow, definitely get on that. So this was the original Vice Academy set. For the last couple of years, I wanted the Full Moon mystery set, mystery boxes, because I watch the unboxings of those all the time. They got like a bunch of movies, and they got Delirium magazine and all this kind of cool stuff. One thing, Hope with a Shotgun, I really liked it actually. You got a Full Moon mystery set? Those are expensive, like to get around here. See, I would see one man's garbage is another man's treasure. That's if that's something like if I open up a Full Moon mystery box set and had Dream Maniac in there, I'm done. This is good. This is awesome. This was the Vice Academy collection, Volume 1. This is what you would see. Well, not this exact thing, obviously, but what Vinegar Syndrome will be putting out is this volume, which is the first 3 films, because there are 6 films in the series. A lot of people consider the first 3 to be the films, though, because they do change like cast. Now, the first film stars Ginger Lynn, Alan, Linnea Quigley, and Karen Russell. We got Ginger Lynn and Linnea Quigley in part 2 as well. Now, well, yeah, I guess trying to be edgy with it. And with the third one, we got Ginger Lynn Allen, Julia Part, and Elizabeth Caton. Elizabeth Caton is actually, if you ever seen the Vinegar Syndrome movie Slaughter High, for instance, Slaughter You, whatever it's called, Slaughter You, I think it's called. The girl, when you reverse the cover and you see the girl in the like the cheerleader character, that's Elizabeth Caton on the box cover, and of course she's from Friday the 13th as well. She's in the Friday the 13th film too. I think it's part 7. Now this set here had director's commentaries for all the films, and because it's back in the day, it was back then when the Like 1 and 2, for some weird reason, 1 and 2 were on a flipper disc, and number 3 was on its own disc. Because normally you'll see the opposite of that, right? You'll see like number 1 will have its own disc, and then 2 or 3 will be on a flipper, like in the old days. I guess he really thought like 3 was a really quality film, even though Lenny Quigley was out of it by then. So this one here had making of, like, you know, interviews with Jane Hamill, Elizabeth Caton, and Rick Sloan, director's commentaries for all the films. So I'm guessing all that stuff's going to be ported over onto the Vinegar Syndrome set. Of course, it's going to have new remasters, and they'll probably have a lot more on there as well. And so it'll be interesting to see how they do. The Fly Collection's in December. That could be a Christmas gift for me then. I really like the Fly films. I do, and like David had passed away recently, so also another reason to pick those up. I'm hoping that all the features are going to be on there. Have they really already? Are they anything good yet? Like my dad looks into some stuff. Like he went to Dollarama once, and he picked up like. Yeah, this is very much an older release. Like, this is probably, maybe the same one you got, dude. This is a BFI release. Came out back in 2006. Long in a print. So, and if you've got one of those, it's definitely in a print. Does anybody know where to buy Blu-ray? I don't normally buy them myself, but some companies actually do sell ones. I know that I'm not sure where you're located. But I know that 88 Films have sold their, you know, their red cases like at times for like really cheap. Vinegar Syndrome I think sells their cases as well. But like usually on eBay or places like that, I think there's a place called Paper.com or something like that that sells the, you know, the cases as well. But I'm not quite sure if anybody here buys cases like for their stuff. Like I would love to know that as well. It's Twilight Time sell their case. Did they sell this expensive though? Oh, single move DVD release. Okay, was that a BFI one as well? BCI. I'm sorry, BCI. I apologize. Rest Stop, Don't Look Back. I need that one actually. Lost River, I think I got. I'll check it out. Well, now I got to go tomorrow. I'm going to be going up to pick up a couple things at the grocery store, and there's a Dollarama right next to it. So if it's really cheap, and I can probably get a couple. Amazon sell cases. Yeah, that's it. You need to buy in bulk. But a lot of people, yeah, I think for a lot of people though, that's the thing. You would you would want to buy in bulk. Logan's idea of me actually not taking the cases is a good idea, so I might actually do that. I might buy some cases in bulk and have them sent over. Like I'll probably get a box. I want to get like a box in London, like, you know, mailbox, a post office box. So I'll probably buy them on Amazon, get them sent there, and then I can just like transfer them over to my library. So much work, dude. I've sometimes I've picked up like these like 25-cent like DVDs back in the day, just to get extra cases. 2008 DVD release of the original Night of the Living Dead. Who put that out? Selling cases. That's it. Get cases on there. The reason I have never. Hey, Stephanie, welcome, dude. I'm actually not. I hate like the actual like moving portion of it, but I love that aspect. I love parts of it. When we moved into here, I moved all this stuff downstairs myself, including all these shelving and all that. Stephanie Crawford here from Screamcast, Just the Disc, and so many other podcasts. Just incredible stuff. And Stephanie, I'm actually going to be on Just the Disc tomorrow, so please listen. Certain Kino got called the Puppet Masters. Donald Sutherland. I did not know. Did Kino put that out? I remember the Mill Creek did a release of that back that I put it on a double feature. I don't have the Kino release of that. I don't even think I got the Mill Creek release of that. What's really exciting, well, if you like the type of films, Mr. Vampire, ooh, nice, is that Mill Creek is putting out Ultraman and Ultra Q, which I I saw. Mill Creek has a streaming thing online that's set up for my dad called Movie Spree, and you go there and you get like 100 free movies, that type of thing, right? So they have a thing called like Spree Views, and I was kind of iffy on the Ultraman sets. I said, maybe I'll buy them, maybe I won't. And then I looked at the Spree View, which is a 10 minutes from the first episode of both the shows. And wow, they did an amazing remaster on Ultraman. It looks incredible. If anybody's like older like me or remembers the Ultraman show, because and they show it on like some clips on Night Flight and stuff like that as well. Yeah, it looks like it's never looked before. It looks amazing, especially Ultra Q. The New Kids. Oh, nice! I really love that movie. I guess the Laura Loughlin thing was like the scandal, I guess. But I had a really big crush on Laura Loughlin. She was like in Edge of Night when I was a kid, like a young kid. And then she was like my cousin used to buy all these these teen romance books, and I would notice that like she was like the girl on, like she was the model on a lot of the teen romance covers, which actually was kind of cool. There was a thing back in the day. I don't know if anybody remembers this. Maybe I don't know, Steph, will you know this? You're really not old enough to, but maybe you've come across that. So when I was a kid, when my cousin was like about a year younger than me, she used to buy these magazines. Now it's not like a true romance magazine. Basically, it's a photo romance thing. So basically, there'd be like pictures like of real people, right? But there'd be like kind of like comic book like panels of it, and the girls like always looked like super super beautiful. Kamen Rider's my daughter's favorite actually, and I only found it later on, like because I was in like Italian movies, that these like photo like romancy type books, like these photo like comic books, were coming like from Italy, and the actors, I'd seen a lot of them in a lot of the Italian horror films, like the Argento films and the Fulci films I'd seen over the years. So actually, that was kind of interesting actually to see that. I would love to come across some of those again. So little random bit of trivia from my super weird mind that for some odd reason cannot forget any tiny smidgeny little fact. Yeah, unless you're asking me about, I don't know, math then, or geography, then I'm not so good. I apologize. I got off track there for a second. See what you say. See what I missed out on. Tough Turf. Definitely worth checking out. And I don't even know what they're called, Steph. So I really don't even know where to look for them. But if I would kill to find some of those right now. Like I've even looked on eBay and I really haven't come across them. But hopefully my cousin would always look into these things, like these whatever they're called, photo plays or whatever things they were called, and I always find these real like cool like thick like comic book things that came out with Lassie and all that stuff. Tough Turf, and ready before you watch Tough Turf. The Kino sale, I don't think it's still going on. I mean, like I think they ended it like in a while back. Not too long ago though. If it is going on, wow. Is it still going on? I mean, like it's late August, so I thought it ended like around like August the 10th or something like that. I could be wrong. They may have extended it. I don't know. I'd have to check. Kino sales in. Thanks, Anima. Dave. Help Megs into some photo comics like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, definitely. I'd say before you watch Tough Turf, get the New Kids. Like that's going to be an inexpensive one to get, probably around 10 or 11 bucks, maybe 13 max right here in Canada. Get the New Kids and then double feature the New Kids and Tough Turf. I'm not sure if I'm correct on this, but I think they may have been put out. Yeah, Sean Cunningham, I think, was the New Kids. I think they may have been put out around the same time. Yeah, there was issues, unfortunately, with the Werewolf series for rights issues. That's the one by with John J. York actually and Chuck Connors. I remember watching when it first came out. There's correct. Okay, so and I think part of the reasoning behind like the way the films were done, and you'll notice that James Spader is obviously in both. James Spader is an odd actor, and really didn't know how to market him. Like he could play, he could be the good guy, and he could be the really slimy, sleazy bad guy character. And at that point, it was like we kind of went in both ways. In one, it's like he's like he's the bad guy, and I remember there's a sequence. I think it's New Kids that has James Spader as the bad guy, and he's got this kind of like this twangy accent. I remember him like shooting a gun, like really cool little film. Now in Tough Turf, he's a good guy, so gets to do both in those films. You get to see both sides, both faces of James Spader. Music rights is killer. That's the killer part because it was such a fun series. It's only a half-hour long show. The first one, like was I think an hour, like or movie length. Because Raphael Sbarge is in like plays the friend in the first episode. He would be in like in Once Upon a Time later on again, but he's the friend that that John G. York comes to goes to see, and kind of starts it all. Because basically, it's kind of like it takes the trope. The Werewolf, the series takes the trope of basically, the hunted guy going from town to town, and helping people and getting caught up along the way. I don't know. I think James Spader can play a good guy. Like just look at the show. Like one of my better half's favorite shows is what's it called, Boston Legal, right? And he does like a very kind of weird, quirky, kind of good guy in there, but he just shines in the bad guy role. I think he has more fun doing it. Oh, definitely, yeah. I think like Nicholson. That's actually a great comparison. What's everybody's holy grail? That's actually a good question. What's your holy grail, guys? What do you want to see? What would you love to have more than like obviously Werewolf's not out. So for some people that hate zombie films, that might be their holy grail. Is like having a werewolf. And I go back and forth on like what I want to see like kind of come out more than anything else. But I'll tell you right now, there's a few on my list, and I'll give you like almost like a top three or so. The Fade to Black is like for Dennis Christopher is a film that I've always loved, and so that's something I'd love to see get a really deluxe edition. That's the next one I was going to mention actually. Friday the 13th, an actual really good box set, not like that steel one that came out. I really didn't like that, but a really good box set with with the completely uncut films and maybe some extra features. Put like the Friday the 13th documentary in there as well. Kind of do that. Even though I already got the documentary. Hey, greetings from Canada, Pennsylvania. Fright Night Part 2, definitely on that list with a really good restoration. But the number one on my list is the weird one that exactly like the Halloween set. And I don't think anybody else can have this on their list. But I used to like the show when I was younger. I used to watch it, and Fade to Black gotta have like a really great edition. I would like to see Curse of the Werewolf come out too from like a really good edition. Curse of the Werewolf from not Paul Naschy. But I want Freddy's Nightmares. Like I know it's really cheesy, but a lot of actors got their starts there, like did early roles. Brad Pitt and Mariska Hargitay. They had a couple really cool episodes like that were Freddy centric. It was often like super cheesy and weird, and sometimes it made little sense, but a lot of them were still like, especially for TV, were visually well done. It was extremely gory for television back in the day, and they dealt with some gore, or there's a little bit of nudity. Um, Too Much Murder soundtrack. See that is something you could actually see coming. But yeah, I don't think anybody else is going to say Freddy's Nightmares but me. But it ran for 2 seasons, and I would love to see Freddy's Nightmares get the full treatment. Like, I want commentaries on all the episodes. I want like interviews. I want some behind the scenes stuff. And I've always wanted it. Like, I got to say, like, Steph, honestly, I watched it when it came on here in Canada. You were too young, for one. Or if you saw it, you were young and you probably shouldn't watch it back then. But for me, like, I came on at like 3:30 in the morning, like 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, and I would like kind of like go between 3 and 3:30. If I'm ready, if you watched it, then like basically that's around the time it came on. Got to get good quality. Hollow Gate. I haven't thought about that movie in ages. Do you know what I think needs? But like for movie wise, it's still I'm still the Keep is the one that I'm not sure if we're ever going to get a good release or get a release of actually. I kind of that's what I keep expecting Kino to put out. It's just I do, but I know the rights issues are just it's it's music with Keep, right? But Fade to Black is something that I can see coming. Hitcher, I know it came out in Germany. That there's an edition of it. There's a media book out there, like a really nice one too. But I would like to see a North American release of The Hitcher, uh, especially now that Rutger Hauer's passed on. I hope that that's something that we could actually see. Actually, that would look good actually in HD. I remember Walker Texas Ranger. I got a couple seasons of it here actually, and the regular like DVDs of them. But you know, every every episode is a roundhouse kick. I actually haven't heard of Step Monster in years. A good Blu-ray release of The Deadly Spawn. The last time that came out was like on DVD, right? For I think it was Synapse or something put it out. Synapse or Seven, one of those companies, put it out on DVD. Maybe it had a Blu-ray, but not exactly. It was like an early Blu-ray, not well, but now you wouldn't see like the pristine kind of Blu-ray. But I'm not sure how pristine you can go for Deadly Spawn, to be completely honest with you. But it'd be really fun to see them do. I don't know. You never know. With Star Trek, it's the options are there. That's the thing. They may say no chance, but I remember back in the day that when a certain Cliff McMillan stated that they would never ever, under any circumstance, put out Psycho 4 on Blu-ray because it was a TV movie and TV movies didn't do well. They didn't. They just weren't interested in it. It wasn't good enough to come out on as a Scream Factory release. And you know what's over there, in my case, in the background? Psycho 4. That's over there in my case. So never say never. All right, at almost 100 minutes. Wow. Uh, I have got to say, thank you guys so much for coming in and joining me tonight. I got to get some tea. I really do. My voice is going. And please, tomorrow, the Just the Discs podcast is dropping. Please check that out. Download it. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a review type thing. a good review. I really appreciate that. Uh, I am Aaron. You guys are the movie club. You guys are utterly fantastic. If you guys have anything that you want to shout out, you got a video coming out, you got a podcast, you got stuff, you got some writing stuff coming out, always feel free in the comment section down below there, paint out any of your stuff. That's what this is here for. This is why it's it's a club, so you guys can actually let other people know exactly what you got going on. Anyway, with that being said, my voice is gone. You guys have an awesome night, and oh, happy to thank you. You rolled even more. You do. I will see you soon here next time in the movie club. Yeah, I do need that tea.